Right, let's get straight in. Apologies that the image doesn't quite fit on the screen due to my camera setup, but please bear with me and we'll get right along. So, this, believe it or not, is Scooby-Doo in an abstract form. Basically just laying out the main structure to this character. The blue lines represent the most important, which is the body and the neck and the head area. Just think of it like that. So we'll start with a big circle for the base, and the rear of the body will be a rectangle, and this again a thumb shape for the neck and head. And the rest is comprised of just rectangles and a kind of fan shape for the feet. And the tail I've just put in grey because, well, that's the easiest part. Right, so the next step is pencils. So let's move along with that. Just found out that the character Scooby-Doo, which shaped my drawing style forever, was actually a Japanese American guy called Iwao Takamoto, I think. I couldn't believe it. So there you go, Scooby-Doo and the Jetsons dog. What's his name? I always forget these. Astro, I think. Were actually created by a Japanese guy, Japanese American. So that explains the American look. Born in America. And I'll just put in, sorry, I'm going to be wittering about the designer and drawing this in at the same time. So try and imagine this kind of contour for the face, like that. And his ears are going to go roughly here, and they're roughly that size. Yeah, let's start with, no, we won't concentrate on the face too much. And we're going to stop here, and remember Scooby-Doo's got a collar, so that's going to go in like that, and he has a little tag, so there's a ring, and the tag is diamond shape with SD written in it, and you can draw the tag up in the air if he's running to show movement, you see. Alright, now let's see. The great thing about Hanna-Barbera was the character design, without question. That was the key to their success, because it wasn't slick animation. They actually sort of reshaped the American cartoon industry. Excuse me, slight cough. And they inspired you know, a lot of companies, and they showed the way that you didn't need top-notch animation to have a hit. As long as the characters were engaging enough, and you know, the story and the characters were there, have a snappy theme tune and toyetic characters, you got a hit. So, you know, companies like Filmation that went on to do Masters of the Universe and so on, and a string of other successful shows. You know, their animation was really basic, but huge success. Mainly on the original basis on the character designs. You got good character designs, and that's it. Good voices. Okay, so you can see how I'm joining these abstract shapes to make what looks more like Scooby-Doo. Again, apologies that it doesn't all fit in the camera at one time. Hopefully someday in the future I'll have a better setup. But for the moment this will have to suffice, I suppose. Right. So now let's refer back. If we look at this, you can see the basic shapes. Now we've joined them together. Yes, obviously this is a much more complicated character than, say, Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Mickey, Totoro, etc. Because, well, for one thing, this character is actually a study of anatomy, so unlike Snoopy, which is just this series of circles joined together, this is actually quite true to, you know, a dog's anatomy, which is one of the reasons I love this character so much. Great sense of weight to this character. Okay, so we've got that, and then let's look at the inking stage. I've already done the head, and I want to talk a little bit about the inking. I'm using this, what is it, Pentel, let me see if I can get this in focus, Pentel brush pen made in Japan, but you can buy this in any art shop in the world, so any good art shop will carry this. The other brush pens that I'll be showing you in other videos probably won't be available, but Copic is a brand to look out for, and if you're fortunate enough to live near a Japanese supermarket, they'll probably stock brush pens, and it's worth checking out. Now I'm gonna try and get as much line work here as possible, but try and see what I'm doing here is you start off with a light line and then put a bit more pressure on it, and as such start off very light and then swoop. And that's the key to Hanna-Barbera characters, as they've got quite a heavy line. And this character is great for practicing your brush lines. Even if you don't want to be a cartoonist, if you just want to be an illustrator, you could do worse than practice with this. So yes, especially for here, because what we've got here is a crease in the skin. So this is going to be thin, really thin to begin with, and then flesh out like that, you see. And basically that's what all of these things are comprised of. So, and also when you're doing things like this patch, you could do this in one swoop. See, like that. Okay, so thin line, see? It's the variation of line which gives it interest. Except stop when you come to the collar, because you're going to need a more uniformed pen. It doesn't matter what type, whether it's a fountain pen or a fine liner or this kind of pen, but something that will give you a uniformed straight line, because you've got more detail here and the whisker marks on his face. Possibly the eye you might want to do, because getting dots with a brush is quite tricky at first. And we'll stop there. I'll continue for the, well no, I'll continue and maybe upload the finished piece later. But that's it. Don't forget to comment, and if you have any requests you can write them in the comments below. If you don't forget, you can expand the video here, you can increase the DPI, and that's it. Please check out the others in the series. I'll be doing more Scooby-Doo characters in the near future. Thanks for watching, and enjoy cartooning. Bye bye.